Hey guys, welcome back to Brandon and the Fat Man. I am so glad to be back with you. It's been too long. I know it's just so hard with everything going on. It's so hard to keep videos going and coming, but I'm going to try to keep this going. So I hope you're excited. Today we're going to be talking about the changes I've made with my diet plan and how that's going to progress going forward. So we've talked about a couple of the things that I've done, a few of the things that I've set aside, or whatever you want to call it. So I've made a little bit of a bigger change, and I'm going to go over that with you in just a minute. Okay, guys, so here's the deal. I have made a change to counting calories. Now, I want to just say real quick, before I go into that a little bit further, I want to say there are all kinds of diet plans that are out there of how to eat better. I'm sure there's some that are out there that aren't good, but I'm not going to knock any of those. I'm not going to tell you not to go to any of those. For me, it's simple, okay? You eat less calories than you burn in a day, you're going to lose weight. It's just the basics of it. If you eat less calories than what you burn, you're going to lose weight. And if you do that consistently, that's going to continue to come off. Now, how many calories you burn is going to vary on several different things. It's going to vary on the type of workout you do. That's going to vary even too based on weight, based on conditions, temperature wise, on several different things. And it's going to change as you go through your process. So, for me, going, let's say walking a mile right now burns 100 calories. I have no idea how much it burns, but let's say that burns 100 calories. Then after I lose 50 pounds, it's not going to burn 100 calories anymore, because it takes less calories for me to walk because I'm not carrying as much weight. So there's all kinds of variables in there. So for me, that's just the simple way for it. I will tell you, I am going to be adding in counting how much sugar. I've got a doctor's appointment coming up in a few weeks, so I'm going to wait on that and talk to my doctor before I make that decision on how much sugar I should or should not take in, and let the doctor choose. Just because I had a previous pre-diabetic diagnosis, whatever, that's gone, and I want to keep that gone. So I want to talk to the doctor about that before I make that decision. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to just a screen recording of me walking you through MyFitnessPal, which is an app that I use. There are several that are out there. I'm sure a lot of them work for a lot of different people. I'm going to show you the free version. There's a paid for version as well. The free version is easy to use. It's enough for what I need, so I'm going to walk you through some basics. Now, I'm not going to show you how to download it, not going to show you how to set it up or anything like that. I'm just going to show you the basics of how to use it, and how to go through that process and how I do it day in and day out. And then I'll be back on to discuss with you how I came up with my numbers. So let's hop to that screen recording. Okay. I hope the sound quality is not too bad, but here we go. So up in the top left corner right here, you see the app that I use, which is called MyFitnessPal. There's many apps out there that do the same thing, and I think all of them are pretty easy to use. Now this one's free, and it's easy to use, and does everything I need it to do. There is a premium version that costs money, so that's going to be with so many other things as well. But for what I need, it's good for the free app. But anyway, you see up here we have the calories for the day. So my goal right now, 2,700. I'll explain that in a little bit. What I've taken in is 1878, and the 33 exercise, I don't pay attention to that. I really just worry about what I've actually eaten. And I don't worry about how much I've burned exercise, because that's just going off of my phone. And when I'm on the treadmill, when I'm in Changito, the phone doesn't calculate that because I don't have my phone on me. So anyway, if you wanted to add any food, just come down to this plus button right here, and you see it pops up. You can change your weight, you can add any water, change your status, add in exercise. I do water, I do food, I don't do the exercise or anything like that. Again, I don't calculate the calories burned because there's so many variables with it. Change weight as you feel you need to. Check your weight, then you can change your weight on here, and that helps to be able to keep track. Food is, of course, the main one that I worry about. So you press on food, you select what meal: breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. So I'm just going to press snacks here. It doesn't matter, it's all the same. So you see your history right here, so you can kind of scroll down through. If you eat certain things on a regular basis, then you can go through these and just press the plus button over here to add it. Or, for example, on milk, if I can find it on here, 2% milk is what I usually drink. You see it says 2 cups right here. I may drink 1 cup, I may drink 3 cups. So you can come in here, click on that one instead of hitting the plus button, just click on the tab there. And you see your serving size. You see number of servings. I've got 2 on there. Time, that's a premium version. And again, the meal, snacks. And of course, you can change that from in here if you needed to. But if you wanted to change your servings, you would click on that number 2. And you can see, you can scroll through to find out how many. So if you did 3 cups, 4 cups, or if you just did 2.5 cups, you can come over here and slide up to find any of those. So that's easy. And then you would just press the check mark. I'm not going to do that because I didn't just drink milk. Another way is to search food. You can type in, let's just say apples. You can type in apples and hit your search button, and it's going to pop up apples. You got medium apple, and then you go through. They have all kinds of different ones that are on there. Your typical medium apple is here, 95 calories, and you can click on here and change to different amounts. So exact amount of pounds, weights, grams, small apple, cup. If you have them sliced up, diced up, you can measure it in cups and things like that. So, and then of course your number of servings, which is nice. Another way I'm just going to hit the back button here. Another way to search, go back to food here, go back to snacks. Scan a meal is in the premium mode, so it's not anything you want to deal with. Scan barcode. I found this to be pretty helpful. So I just clicked on that barcode, and this is one of those strawberry drinks that I've already drank, and you see it pulls that up. And if you remember when I talked about those in that episode, you've got 5 calories there, 1 gram of carbs, and it goes through and it has all that stuff. So it makes it easy for input on there. You don't have to search it. You can just scan that, which is nice. I will say sometimes when you search things, or if you scan them, it'll say something different on this app than it does on the container, because just updates haven't been made in the app, or it was inputted wrong, whatever the case may be. So if it is wrong, then I go ahead and go with what's on the container and I put that in. Let me show you how to do that as well. If you scroll that bar over, you see quick add, and you can click on that, and you can just type in any kind of meal that you would want, or any kind of calories that you would want to put, just to throw that on there. Or we'll back out of there and we'll go all the way back to the beginning here. And if you click on this more button, you can go to My Meals. If you see this long list here, you can go to My Meals, Foods, and you can type in, you go to Meals here, and you hit Create. and I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Foods. You go create food, and then you would type in whatever you would want to drink, or type in, so you would know, because this is just for your account, it's not for others. So I could just type in strawberry drink because I would know what that one is. And again, you can type in whatever you want here to make it easier. Serving size is going to be just one bottle, which I believe that bottle is 16 ounce. But you can just type in one bottle, or you can put in the ounces if you want to. And then you type in servings per container, 1. Move over here, and then you can start typing in on every single one of these. Whatever you have on your bottle, on your container, you can start typing in the amount of calories, the amount of fat, saturated fat, and keep going on down the list, and be able to type all of those in, which is fantastic. And then what happens is that saves that food in there. So then you can, let me get back to the beginning here. You go in here, you go into food, and again, let's say it's breakfast, whatever. On this top line, right under the search bar, you go over to My Foods, and you have the ones that are on here that you've already created. And you could also go there and click a create a food and start it from right there, which I forgot about that, or I would have told you to go that way because I think that's simpler. But anyway, so that's how the basics of using this app. That's the basics of going through. So I'm going to go back to video now, and I'll discuss how I came up with this 2700 and all of that stuff. So see you in just a second. Okay, guys, so how I came up with that number, if you saw that on there, 2,700 calories a day is what my goal is right now. And that's not a low number. That's a fairly high number for somebody trying to lose weight. But I did that on purpose. As I started from the beginning, and I've stated many times since, this is going to be a slow process. And it's a slow process because I have failed so many times when I hit it hard and fast and lost a bunch of weight quickly, and then I would just stop. So that's what I'm trying to avoid, because I want this to be a long-lasting thing. So I'm doing it slow. So, I could sit here and go through a thing and say, how I lost 50 pounds in 3 months or whatever, stuff like that. I'm not doing that because I'm not going to go for those goals and try to get that weight off extremely fast. That's not what I'm doing. So I'm going to continue to build my exercises slowly. I'm going to continue to work on my calorie count going down slowly. So how I came up with that number 2,700. First, what I did, using the same process that I just showed you on MyFitnessPal, I figured up average meals for about a week on what I was doing, what I was eating before I started anything. Okay. And that was kind of going to give the baseline and understanding where I was at that point. So that number ranged anywhere from 5,500 to 6,300 calories a day on an average day. Now, there were days that it was even more, depending on what was going on, but that was the average day, was in that range of 5,500 to 6,300 calories a day. That's a lot of calories, guys. That's why I got ballooned out as big as I am, and even bigger when I started this. Then I calculated what I was doing at that time. So I just took a week and I calculated every day what I ate that week. Since I've, cut out drinking Monsters on a regular basis, since I've been doing the 5 calorie, whatever, the strawberry drinks that I've talked about, since I've cut back on drinking milk, since I've stopped eating as much peanut butter and chocolate, which I hate not eating those, but I still will eat some here and there. I'm not cutting I'm not cutting out anything altogether, or I'm not going to say I'm going to. If it happens, great. If not, I'll still eat something every once in a while. But so I figured out what I was doing then. And that range, a little bit smaller range, but that range was around 3,300 to 3,600 calories a day is what I was taking in since I've cut things out. That's a drastic improvement from where I was. However, I've not been exercising as much, which is why the weight hasn't been coming off as quickly. I'm building that back up since all the mess that I went through at the end of the year last year. And just to briefly tell you, I had lost 30 pounds, right on the nose, 30 pounds, and then possibly even more, but I hadn't weighed myself. Then I went through the mess that I went through. I'm not going to rehash all that. I've told you guys about that stuff. And I gained at least 11 back to get to 230. I'm sorry, 235. I wish 335. That's what I had gotten back up to. And I maintained that for a couple months there. And so I wasn't gaining anymore at that point, eating the calories that I was eating and exercising a little bit that I was exercising. Now, again, we're building that exercise back up. And so then I started at 2,700. How did I come up with 2,700? Well, I just picked it out of the air. Basically, I wanted to go something low, but it wasn't extremely low. I didn't want to jump down really far from where I was at the 3,300 to 3,600 calories. So I took that lowest number and I just subtracted a little bit, and I thought, initially I thought I'll do 28, and I thought, you know what, I'll just do 2,700. Why, I don't know. I just chose it. And so that's a little bit down from where I was. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this for a while, and I'm going to and keep it at 2,700. I'm not even picking a specific time. Some of you may think I should, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it at 2,700 for a while. Then I'm going to drop it down to 25, and I'm going to drop it down 200 calories a day at a time. So it's going to be 2,700 for a while. Then I'm going to drop it down to 25. I'm going to stick there for a while. I'm going to drop it down to 23. I'm going to stick there for a while, and I'm going to drop it down probably at that point straight on down to 2,000. And then we'll see if I need to drop it from there, depending on what's going on. 2,000 calories is not, it's a fairly healthy range for the average person to be in if you're keeping up with good exercise. And it's not, at that point, it's not just about calories either. It's what kind of calories, but we're not focusing on that right now. Because again, we're making these small adjustments. Okay, we're making the small changes. So there's calories, and then there's good calories and not so good calories. So there's that stuff to weigh in as well. But again, I'm not jumping into that yet. A little bit at a time, and a little bit at a time is what's going to help us get through, not making these big jumps. Some people can do it. I can't, and most of us can't. Most of us have already tried. So I just want to thank you guys for sticking with me. Thank you for being patient between videos. I would love to have these out once a week. It's just not going to happen. So I'm not going to make that promise. So anyway, guys, God loves you. I love you, and we'll see you next time.